Hi Ubies, in this episode I'm going to show you how I preserve the vegetables and herbs that I grow in my garden. I'm going to start with the tomatoes. What I do is I bring them inside, I sit them on the bench for a day or two to let them ripen, and then I cut the ends off, I pop them in a Ziploc bag and I stick them straight into the freezer. That way their skins slip off straight away. There's no mucking around with ice baths and hot water to try and get the skins off when you're trying to use them to make a pasta sauce. So I just get them out, I defrost them, and the skins slip straight off. There's no mucking around. It's the easy way to do it. What I do is I add this to a baking dish with some onions, some garlic, some olive oil, salt and pepper, basically whatever herbs that you've got on hand. Roast it in the oven for about 45 minutes, stick in some tomato paste and some extra salt if you want it, and then whiz it all up with the immersion blender, and this makes a beautiful pasta sauce. I put these in clean jars and I'm going to water bath can these for about 20 minutes. So I leave about an inch of headspace. I clean the rims, pop some new lids on, and into the canner they go. Before I do that, I just pop in about 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid just to make sure that it's shelf stable because I'm water bath canning these. But once they've got a good seal on them from the hot water, they'll be good to go on the shelf for ages, but they usually don't last that long. It's really easy to can this way. You do get a shelf stable product. And basically the water does all the hard work for you and you have pasta sauce for the whole year. So here's my pasta sauce when it's done. It's absolutely delicious. Give it a try. The next preservation method I use is using a vacuum sealer. So I grow these little cherry tomatoes. They're great to use for pasta dishes during the year. I wash them, I put them in the vacuum bags and basically put them in the machine. The machine sucks all the air out of it, mechanically seals it, and these go straight into the freezer, and I use these during the year as I need a hit of fresh tomato. These are great to have on hand, and I find this makes a really quick and easy, delicious meal. The next thing I'm going to show you is how I use the vacuum sealer and the freezer with some vegetables. So these vegetable packs come in handy during the year if I'm making soups or stews or different recipes. So basically I just chop whatever I've got. It might be some onions, some carrots, some capsicum, whatever combination you use, through the vacuum sealer again into the freezer, and you've got little packs of vegetables all chopped ready to go during the year. It's particularly handy to have about a cup of onion chopped because that way there's no mucking around on a busy weeknight chopping any onion straight out of the freezer into the pan. And you can see I've also used the vacuum sealer for other vegetables like carrots, zucchini, corn, lots of onion, straight into the freezer. I also make up these little smoothie bags with mango, raspberries, strawberries, and I find these are really quick and easy breakfast during the week when I'm busy. And this is how I'm using the freezer, how I'm using the vacuum sealer to preserve the products that I've got. And I'm just putting the scraps in the worm bin. Again, I've got all this corn that I grew, beautiful fresh corn, and I love to preserve it by, again, vacuum sealing it and freezing it. It defrosts beautifully. You can add it to anything you want, and I like to make little pikelets with it. Another way I preserve herbs is, this is some oregano I've got growing. I've just chopped a whole heap out, and I like to dehydrate my herbs. So what I've got is a dehydrator, and it turns this fresh oregano into beautiful dried product for the shelf that I can use all year long. So basically stick it in the dehydrator. A couple of hours later it comes out all crispy. I just take all that and crush it up and it smells absolutely divine. The dehydrator is a great way to preserve your herbs or any other sort of fruits that you've got coming in. And what I do is I just crush it up, I pop it in a mason jar, and I've got this nifty new device that vacuum seals my mason jars. So you just pop a lid on. This is my new little vacuum that I bought myself, and you basically pop that on top, press the button, and it sucks all the air out, and that is now sealed. So I'll go ahead and fill up that jar. I've also been having fun vacuum sealing lots of other jars. And finally, this is the tomato skins. What I did is popped them in the dehydrator, popped them through the coffee grinder, makes this amazing tomato flavoured dust. And this is fabulous when you want to add a hit of tomato flavour to any dish that you're cooking during the year. I just pop that in a jar and seal that up, and it is absolutely delicious. You can mix a bit of water with it and reconstitute it, and it's like tomato paste. All right, goodbye everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you had a great year. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy preserving.